Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So, yesterday's reading, I didn't expect it. It was so out of left field. It is not the vibe that I was picking up at all when I picked the decks. I didn't get a download, but I had a feeling. So we're going to use the same decks and see what wants to come out today. Because I feel like there's still a story in here that I originally was tapping in, and yesterday it just kind of came out of, it was just a surprise, which is always welcomed. But we're going to use my spiritual reading cards. We're going to do the Priestess of Light Oracle cards and the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. So let's shake it up and see what wants to come out. I'm hearing you too? No. Okay, so we have healing the earth, we have love, humility, and respect. I'm hearing something about wishes, my wish for you. So, but I'm almost like feeling like, okay, so I'm picking up on more like spirit guides and like their wish for you. It's almost like that kind of energy. And then the next one is the leap. And it says ecstasy, bliss, and belief. And so this one, like she's taking a leap right off. This is like the Fool's card. In the tarot, it's the very, very first card. And you have to take a leap, right? You don't know, you just have to learn to trust. And I find it interesting that she's like, you know what, spirit is going to help me, right? She's just jumping off of the thing that she knows is stable into the divine. And then this card kind of goes with it. There's this little, oh, she's over here. There's this being like holding the earth and like sending the love and the energy. And so how can I hold it where it makes sense? I don't know, maybe it's like that. Right? She's holding the earth and she's sending it down to earth, and then it comes to her. And because it's coming down to her, I don't know, I just feel like there's this bond, and I feel like I just keep hearing that love will illuminate the way. So it doesn't matter if you take a leap of faith, because it's like I'm seeing spirit, like pink glow-in-the-dark footprints of like everywhere you're supposed to go. And so at nighttime, when everything's like quiet, that's when it shines. And it's like, oh, in the daytime, it looks so hard, right? Where it's kind of showing the sun coming in and how the sun can be harsh and extreme sometimes. And you just take it all, and then you're like, this is too hard. Like I can't see the way, I can't, whatever. The words I can't keep coming up. And that's the problem, because you can. And yeah, so I see it almost like at nighttime, like surrendering, letting go, giving up, and then boom, everything's illuminated. Everything glows in the dark, and it was so simple. That's what I'm seeing. So this leap of faith is the hardest thing you'll ever have to do, but by doing it, it's you won't know until you actually do it, that feeling of relief after. So, oh, that's cool. It says brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, and personal power. And so I'm first thing, obviously I was drawn to like the headdress and the wisdom, but how much like power she's holding. And then I was drawn to the two cats down here. And this one is like looking kind of like at her. Like this one is so protective of her, not even looking at everything around. I feel like a noise happened, and you know, like you drop a book and then all of a sudden you're like, what's that? This one is looking out to spirit, but this one is always focused on this one. And so, yeah, and then I get this one, and this one is very much focused. The eye goes straight to the orb. Eye on the prize kind of thing I'm seeing. So let's do one more of this. Okay. I need to say things before I pull cards, but it is confirmation. So we have shamanic journey. So when I looked at this, I was just like, damn, whoever this soul is that this story is resonating with, like they've really tapped into their energy. Like this one is holding it here, and it's so like, this is like pure source, pure power. And that's what I heard, was like someone has just like really embraced like their, well, this one said shamanic journey. It says purpose, attunement, and vision quest. So like this person took this leap of faith. It was so scary to leave that solid ground, and everyone's like, you know, if you jump, like you're gonna crash and burn. Like it's not gonna work out for you. But by taking that leap and having that trust, it's almost like, I feel like this is almost like a magnetic pull. Like it's almost like by you having trust in the universe to go for it, it's almost like, I feel like this beam finally catches you, and it's like a tractor, UFO kind of, maybe like that. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to talk to, but it has to do with like, once you trust and you have that openness, it's like they just keep showing a magnet comes, attaches to that, and like pulls you. And because you're not controlling things, it's almost like you're on train tracks, or roller coaster, something that it's guided, and it's like straight. It's like a, and even over here when I look up, it's like, right, it has something to do with like this being locked in, and once you're locked into purpose, it'll take you where you need to go. So what does this one want to share? Shamanic journey, purpose, attunement, vision quest. So the picture and everything is like beautiful, but it's really not standing out to me. It's the 23 in the corner. And they're like, kind of, I don't know, they brought me to like the age 23, and they're like, think back to that time. So for myself, that's a really long time ago. I can't even remember what I was doing at that time, but maybe that's something to like reflect back to, because I've been kind of doing my own journey lately, and it's cool to get like feedback from people who used to know you, because I'll tell them something and they're like, do you understand that you were talking about this 15 years ago? And it just seems to be like that's something that always like keeps coming back. And it's not that like in this story, I don't feel like you avoid it. It's just something that like really sparks your passion at that time. And then you still go to where you're guided to. And maybe you feel like you forgot that or something. And then you go this like long way that spirit brings you. It's like, we're going to take you all the way up here, even though it's like way over here. And we're going to do all these things. And then when we get back to here, when we pick it up again, it will make sense. It's like, I needed these 3 things before this could actually fit in comfortably, or something like that. And 3 things. Hey, look, 1, 2, 3. And then you go into the power. And then 23, I don't know. And then the 45 is also really standing out on this. So when I add this one up, 23 comes to 5. And then this one, 45, comes to 9. So I'm seeing like when you were 23, well, some people aren't 23 yet, they're telling me, but maybe this is something that you're working up to. But I feel like majority of people, they've been 23 already that watch my channel. And yeah, so what it's showing me, the 5 is like chaos and conflict and learning and lessons and things like that. And then the 9, right, this is like it's almost like a Saturn return. So what does that mean? I think Saturn is like every 7 years. So on your life, it seems like every 7 years, you kind of have this like big shakeup. And so like around 23, you might have like been coming out of lessons or going into the next cycle, you know, it's that in-between phase. And you kind of go through it a couple times. And then you really stand into the power is what they're showing. But let's pull some more of these cards. Oh yeah, and then the 9, I even looked up at the camera and it was like 9 minutes. I was like, well, yeah, 9. 9 is like, 10 is almost completion. 10 is almost like fulfillment or something. And I feel like 9, there's still this like one last leap of faith. I feel like this person's been taking a lot of leap of faiths, and oh no, I got the partridge in a pear tree, 12 lords of leaping in my head. Why? All I heard was, it doesn't make sense. So, I don't know. I feel called to say that, but I don't know. Okay, so I just feel like someone feels like they're playing leapfrog all the time. Here to there, to there, to there, to there, to there. And they know what they're doing. To the outside, other people don't understand. And I feel like they've been on this journey for a while, and they take so many different leaps that now they're in this 9. It's almost like there's one more jump to do, one more leap of faith, and then it's like everything I worked for is like, I'll show you. Now I can finally show you everything I've been working on behind the scenes, kind of thing. Well, that's exciting. I like that. Yeah, that's the kind of energy I was picking up when I picked these cards yesterday. And then it was all, I don't know. I just didn't see that story coming through. And I hear one more. It's that one. So what do you say? There's the first one. Hey, it's like my shirt. It's like the red and the yellow, and then I got a dolphin. Is this a dolphin right here? No, it's a window, but I see a dolphin. I see this dolphin, but more like this one. If you see this one being mirrored here. And then, maybe I'll just show you. So this is like, what, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Oh, I got cat hair all over me. So long, and thank you for all the fish. And I'm actually by the ocean now. But, let's see. How are you going to tap into this? Actually, yesterday's reading, now I'm remembering it. There was one card that was also like a purplish color. And it talked about dolphin friends. If I pick it up, it's on the bottom, that'll blow my mind. No, it's not. It's good, my mind's not gonna be blown. I have to be focused so I can get to work. Anyways, it says, let's read cards. You may not always see it, but realize that out of all the bad comes good. You just have to recognize that. And that's what I feel like at the age of 23. You kind of always been on this journey, right? 23 is on shamanic journey, a vision quest. It's all about attunement and purpose. So I feel like you've had all these interests, you've done all these things, and it was part of your purpose. And then maybe accidents happened, or bad things, or you forgot things, or you got distracted. Doesn't matter, right? But you're always guided to go somewhere else, or you're always on your path. But you've always been on a divine path. And so as this one said, you may not see it, but those past things that you had to leave, or something good in it. It really helps you thrive and step into yourself. So the next one, they're very much in like root chakra, sacral, solar plexus energy. And this one's saying, while you're still in this life, ask God to help you go over the other side. And when the time comes, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, my mouth wasn't mouthing. While you're still alive in this life, ask God to help you go over to the other side when the time comes, without pain or discomfort. That's what I was like, what? You ask to pass over peacefully? Okay, what are we passing over from? Well, there's this leap of faith. There's this jumping into something. There's this healing of the earth. And that's what I feel like this shamanic journey in the past was. And I do find that when it comes to like a shamanic journey, especially to go from the 5 to the 9, the 5 is lack and conflict and like scarce mindset, but learning to survive and feeling safe. And whereas 9 is like, you're still doing the work. There's still some soul lessons, but you're almost there. You're like at the end. It's like, just keep going, maintain your pace. I don't even feel like you need to maintain your pace. You just need to be open and maintain that open to that higher frequency, because it's been building and building and building. And it's been so, you've built it so much. I feel like there's like three Saturn returns, and it's really anchored now. It's very strong. It's very powerful. So without pain or discomfort. So every time you're in like a shamanic kind of journey, I do feel like, especially when it comes to dealing with the ego, there is a part of you that needs to die. So that's what this one's saying, like, help me let go of the things that need to be let go of without pain or discomfort. Because we latch onto our identities of how we think we're supposed to be, think and feel, and sometimes they hinder us more than help us. So the next one to come out was in reverse. It says, find your place of happiness and peace and don't let anyone pull you out of it. Okay, I just wanted one more, and every single one is purpley. They're not all purple. See, there's more green in this card, and that's not purple. That's not purple. So I really feel like the lavender pastel kind of energy of this is like very soothing and comforting. But as this one said, find your place of happiness and peace and don't let anyone pull you out of it. I feel like someone's kind of been pulled out of it a couple times because it's like, oh, I gotta go, I gotta jump, I gotta go. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna settle down here. And then Spirit's like, no, that's not your final place. And then you're like, well, I didn't pack up everything. And then it's like, nope, we gotta go. And then you feel like you left things behind, or that kind of thing. And so your place of happiness and peace, it's at being flexible, when to do the inspired action and when to, as a tree here, set roots. So I pulled one more. I'm like, what is this pulling you out of happiness? What is that? And it has to go back to the shamanic journeying. And this one says, the secret of Camelot. It says the authority of spirit. So when we're younger, we kind of have this connection. And as it said, you have this divine faith and belief, and you take that leap and it takes you here and you're like, okay, I'm going to set up. And then you thought that you went through the soul awakening or the dark night of the soul kind of thing they're talking about. And then you kind of get comfortable. And then Spirit's like, no, like you still need to maintain that energy. And when we move again, it's almost like, I feel like once that person settles, because they're not quite with the spirit, they're like, oh, I did it all. So that connection kind of gets a little foggy, right? Think about it. As a kid, we're so connected, right? We got that direct line, and then we go to school and we start to be like, no, don't be creative, don't use your imagination, don't do these things. And then maybe that's the first less transit or whatever. And then there's these other things, and it always comes back to all our relationships, and you kind of remember, right? As we're a kid, we have those imaginary friends, and those were our first guides. That's our first, as this one said, the authority of spirit. The first connection of them helping us guide and leading us on our path. And then we forget. And then something will come back, and it'll be like a chain of synchronistic moments that you're like, oh, I thought I was so alone in this moment, but Spirit's always really been there. And then it's that second like, oh yeah. And then you kind of look at life like it's a little bit more magical again. And then daily life happens again, and then you kind of fall out of it, and then you go back into it, and then you kind of, and that's what I'm seeing. So it's like, as you kind of let go of the ego and you have that death and that rebirth, I'm seeing someone get like just frustrated that like, how do I keep forgetting this? Like, I've already learned this lesson, but it's that Fibonacci spiral. It seems like you may be going in circles, but you have to remember that you're leveling up. So there are almost the point, like this point to this point to this point, almost all seem identical. This one, and this one are all three different. This one was like the most karmic in 3D, and then this one was like a little bit of soul and belief, and then this one was like releasing yourself from the chains so that you can take that major leap. And I feel like each time it's like muscle memory. It's like each time you do it, it's like meditation. You sit down, and the first times are so hard. Your mind is loud, your body hurts, all these things. But the more and more you do it, the quicker and quicker you can get to that state. And so this is what I'm getting. It's like someone kind of goes on a journey, and then they come back to reality. And then they go on a journey, and then they come back, and then they go, and then they come back. So now Spirit's kind of like, I'm seeing them turn on the faucet, and the constant stream is going to be more constant now. It's going to be an all the time thing. As as you like take this and mix it into your reality. So it seemed like, you know, in meditation, you could do all these cool things and then you go out and do your daily routine. And now I almost see like your daily routine being the meditation or something like that. Blending. That's what this shamanic journey is all about. And what does it say again? Attunement. Purpose and attunement. So I feel like at the beginning of the journey, you're kind of in the student phase, right? You're learning a lot, you're practicing a lot, you're doing all those kind of things. And then with time, you're just going to master it more. And it's going to be a constant flow. Your intuition's always going to be guiding you. You're going to hear your guides, you're going to feel your guides, you're going to be so supported. This energy is going to build and build and build. And normally you had to go and get that energy from rest or meditation or something, but I feel like that source is going to be yours to tap into all the time now. So maybe before you would go out and then you would burn out and then need to recover. I'm seeing now you have this constant supply of energy so that you can continue to go out and do what you're meant to do. I want to pull one more and then, no, I want to pull two more and then we'll wrap it up. One. We got meditation after what I just said. And it's like peace, relief, and sanctuary. Everywhere you walk, it's like you're going to bring this light to these places that you walk, and you're going to bring peace and sanctuary on earth. And then I just wanted one more of the high priestess ones because they're badass. And we got wisdom with learning, joy, art, and music. A lot of the time, okay, so whenever I find like when you're in meditation or the shower or whatever kind of calms your mind, those are the times when you get those downloads. And a lot of the things in life from movie, TV, everything on here, learning, joy, art, and music, most things that are out there in the 3D have been channeled messages that the person has interpreted and like shared. They've had that inspired divine action to share. And so that's what I feel like this energy is doing now. At the beginning, it was learning and tempering and all these things. And I feel like now it's confidence. And now it's like you're a muse on earth. Wherever you go, you inspire people. You inspire people to do their art. But I feel like you're walking art. It's almost like I feel like when you walk, it's a dance. It's an energetic dance. It's a spiral. And it's interesting. It's like most people have to make a song or paint a painting or, you know, create whatever this art is. But Spirit keeps saying like you just, I'm almost seeing someone like glide. It's like they walk into a room and they just like glide and it's like their presence is art. It's breathtaking. They keep showing. It's like goddess energy. And like, I don't know, the vision they keep showing me, like I got goosebumps. And it goes down my back. It's so cool. It's almost like I see this goddess come in. It's like glide in. And it has a little bit to do with like the swan energy down here. I see her glide in and like, I just feel like, whoa. And you just want to stare at them. But it almost is like so regal or graceful that like you don't really want to even approach them. It's just like, don't touch. Like that's art. That's beauty. Like that's pristine energy. Like that, the energy is the art. I don't really know what that means, but I'm so excited to like go in my 3D and actually like see it. I'll tell you how it is after, because what I'm feeling, what I'm envisioning, it's cool. Yeah. So that sums it up. I feel like someone's been on this journey. And they felt like by following inspired action in the past, they're like, okay, I can stop here. And they're like, oh, I gotta keep going, gotta keep going, gotta keep going. And someone kind of getting annoyed, like, when do I get to just be? But these leaps of faith have really tempered you into this like really graceful, beautiful, magical piece of art. So I think we'll leave it there. That's just really cool energy. And I'm just gonna think about that for a bit. So we'll leave it there. Have a good day. and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.